What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're actually doing something a little different. We are going to watch our H2I film and give you guys a bit of a director's commentary. Obviously, it was filmed now, how long ago? 7, 8, 9 months ago?
A long time ago.
It's late, definitely late to come out. But we'll try and remember as much as possible. Funny things, technical things that happen, or the way it's filmed. And give you a bit of a rundown basically on each scene.
Let's give it a go.
We will be pausing as well. If you've watched any director's commentary before, like J.J. Abrams or something on Mission Impossible.
It's very specific.
Personal favorite of mine. It's not actually, I've never watched it. You'll know that they just talk over the whole film. But if you haven't seen the film, you can go check it out on the YouTube channel. This will just be us talking over it, and we will be pausing it, unlike a full length film, because it's not that long and we probably have some other things to say. So yeah, let's get started. So this is the opening scene. Straight in, no kissing, I think, in this one anyway. What was the idea behind this, James? The idea, I think, was, for me anyway, was to start people and be like, this does not look like a car video.
Yeah, it pretty much all started at crispy shit whenever we seen that van. And then it was just like, here, hold on. We need to have this van in our movie.
Yeah. Because typically when we fly to America, I'll pause it here actually because there's quite a lot to say, I think, about the intro, and the intro is very short in this one. But typically when we actually go to these shoots, we have a bit of an idea of the sort of thing that we want to capture.
Yeah, I got a couple of scenes sort of planned out, but
you can't plan too much, but we definitely think about some of the cars that we've seen on Instagram and go for specific scenes with those cars, or we just think of scenes and then hopefully find cars that we can drop into those scenes. Yeah. But this one, like the last H2I film, we had the whole boat scene. We're like, yeah, let's get the boat. We picked the boat place. We had everything sorted. This one, we were like, we had nothing before we turned up.
We did have a couple of props with us.
What did we bring?
We brought the lights for the bikes.
Oh, no, we had that scene decided, but I meant the intro.
Oh, okay, yeah,
we actually had no intro decided at all. So, yeah, this one was kind of funny because, as you said, crispy shit.
Yeah.
And Weber Media rocks up in this blacked out van that you would see from a classic kind of bank robbers movie. And we were like, we need to get this thing into our film.
And he was absolutely all about it. So.
Yeah. So, yeah, obviously, if you have seen the whole film before, you'll know kind of the idea. But we'll talk about the concept, I think, whenever it comes to that main scene. But for now, yeah, it was definitely an interesting way to start the film. And the masks, we went and bought Walmart. Yeah. Were we going for a different type of mask originally?
I don't know. I think we just wanted to see what they had. And those were the most terrifying.
And you'll notice that this is a little different, the way we filmed this. Handheld shot. This is funny, by the way, this shot, because we were like, first of all, I was like, have you got anything under your the suit you're wearing? Because he was wearing a banana costume, and he was like, no. And I went, all right, well, maybe we can give you a t-shirt. And he goes, I'll just take my top off. And I was like, right, perfect, that's what I wanted anyway. And then he just jumps out of the van.
Well, before he jumped out of the van, he did say, he was like, oh, well, like, if I'm only going to do it once, but like,
I'll do it good.
I'll do it good. And then that was it.
Yeah, and he definitely jumped out of the van. I remember almost laughing when he came out, and I had to hold the camera straight. And that one shot is actually quite long as well, like of him just lying on the floor, which is very funny. So yeah, this next scene here, this is actually the Canna Beat meet. So this is actually on the Saturday of H2I. So we've already been in town a couple of days. Yeah. But we decided to put this at the start of the film, really to give a sense of how busy the town is, the city is. So this is just a combination of kind of like our classic intro, overwhelm you with just really cool cars and people hanging out, and just to show you what the event is all about. So that's kind of why I decided to put this scene at the start. And also I wanted to get as many kind of faces in as possible. bit of a hiccup there. Hopefully it's okay. But yeah, wanted to show lots of faces at the start. You'll literally, how many videographers can you see?
Everyone but me.
There's Crispy. Again. That's Schwa Films, isn't it? Cannabate. Yeah, that's me, of course. Hello. Crispy again. Crispy has some setup.
Yeah, I like that breath he takes before he takes a shot. Look.
I seen somebody comment on that in the video. The guys from Japan on right, of course. And what's this girl called again on Instagram?
It's Moto Vlog something.
Yeah, like she had like 500 followers or something before H2I, and now she has like what 70,000.
Something like that.
Anyway, so yeah, like this, as you see, it's just basically it's still the opening scene from the film, just kind of showing as much as possible of the atmosphere and kind of the vibe of H2I.
Good Rich's sick whip.
Yeah. These are all mostly gimbal shots, as you can see, which is our A7S mounted on the Mobi Pro. I think I'm running Zeiss Primes, which are fixed, and then I use a follow focus to actually do all the focus. And then these handheld ones that you'll see are James.
With the FS7 and probably a 70 to 200. Some of it's on tripod, some of it's handheld.
Yeah, these are all tripod ones here, where you just spy on people.
Creepy.
And then there we go, back to this strip, because this is now the strip, of course, which is what the film's named after. And this is kind of where in the film we kind of set the scene, like it's now the morning time, almost.
Yeah, it always goes back to the strip.
It's like it's almost like that's the start. Here's what's to come, and now here is the morning. So these radio presenters are actually completely fake. Nobody really comments on that. I don't know if they know or are they just accept it, because obviously they've seen so many real films where everybody's paid actors. But yeah, that's a script that I've actually wrote, and then I go on to Fiverr and I get these guys to read it out for me, 2 different voice actors.
So they're having a conversation with each other, but not having a conversation.
Yeah, they can't hear each other when they're doing it. It turned out all right. And it's just really to give it a bit of dialogue, because I like when we do these films that we really bring a bit of story into it rather than just doing a typical. Here, I love that shot. Actually, hold on, we should go back to that there, because that's funny. That shot is a roller of a police car. Where is it? There we go. So how we actually get this? Well, let me mention the story thing real quick. Yeah, so what we like to do is we like to bring a bit of story into our videos, while a lot of other car videos are just car. I think when you go to these events, people don't necessarily go to the events just to see cars. They go to see their friends. They go to have a bit of atmosphere and just have a good time. So we like to show that off in our films, and I think bringing a bit of story telling into the videos is like absolutely a major priority.
I did see someone comment that it was, I love how you make these a story, but it's not a story.
Yeah,
it's true.
Absolutely. This one here, so this roller, this is funny because how you get rollers is you sit in the boot or you hang out the window, which is completely illegal. But we actually had a rig that we strapped on with suction cups onto the back of our car, which allowed us then to film basically completely legally. So there's a roller of a police car, which we definitely would not otherwise have been able to get. And then it allows us to get these kind of out the window as well while we're just driving up and down, which is pretty sick. Most of this is just FS7 from the side of the road. We always manage to get on the beach at least once to film those typical shots.
Feels especially creepy filming on the beach.
And that's filmed from the top of a car park. So this is, like now you can hear the radio kind of changed into an actual radio that's inside, and as the camera moves outside, it gets further and further away and kind of like comes a little bit muffled, and we merge into the next scene, which is JR's car wash.
His own music video.
It's basically a music video, and it's funny because when we filmed this scene, we had arranged obviously to film the CRVs, and then just load of cars were pulling up to get car washed. So it kind of worked out really well for us because Mike's car, which we knew we were going to film later, appeared, which is quite nice because then it kind of ties it a bit bit better together.
It appeared quite a few times actually.
Yeah. So yeah, again, there's kind of more handheld stuff that we've kind of started doing a lot more of. I think we got the gimbal and just loved the gimbal and just used it far too much.
Yeah.
So now bringing back a lot more handheld kind of filming, which I like. I love shooting things handheld, you know, more so than the classic gimbal look, because not everyone's doing the gimbal look, you know. And of course, this scene here, when we were filming this, he's washing the cars on the street, and everyone. It's a side road, you know, off the main strip. So it's not really. There's hardly any cars coming along, but the police came and told everyone to leave. Classic America.
Although that sound system is absolutely ridiculous.
We hadn't turned it on yet, had I?
I think it was on for a bit, but
Okay.
it completely shook the place. Like,
So this is the whole idea of this scene, was we definitely wanted it, because he does these videos on Facebook and he just of him dancing, so we wanted to get that across in the video.
you can hear him coming from like a mile down the strip. It's hilarious.
So there's like massive speakers in these cars, and that's kind of meant to be the vibe of this whole scene, is these guys just cruising about, listening to music, and hopefully that comes across, because it's quite difficult to find a song that we could have rights to use.
Yeah.
And this is obviously a flip of a pretty popular song, but we can Jason Rich, I'm pretty sure, is the producer in this one, so we're allowed to use that. And these guys, I just was like, you know, on the radio, dude, like start driving like a bit erratic or something. I don't remember what we were saying, just get hype, I think we were just shouting, and they started driving like all over the show. So into a BMX scene, kind of, as I said, trying to tell a bit of a story. This is kind of one of the stories that we had decided upon before we arrived. This is real Super 8 footage as well, that I captured on we made Corey look like he was capturing it, but I grabbed it and got some cool footage on the actual Super 8, which we got developed.
We got John to do some BMXing because he was actually professional at one stage and had his own signature frame.
He did.
So he did a lot of
he's actually very
stuff.
good.
Yeah, he's really good.
And again, while filming this scene, as you can see, it's in like this yard of a business, and funny enough, when we were filming this, there was nobody about, but then this motorbike came up, which then, if you're filming a scene and a motorbike magically appears in the middle of your scene, you're kind of like, right, well, that's continuity doesn't work.
Yeah.
So we asked him, do you mind just moving the bike over a wee bit? And he flipped. He was not happy. Like, he thought John, I'll pause it here, he thought John, when filming like that bit there, actually, funny enough, he thought John said to him, we'll step off here and we'll sort this. Yeah. But he thought he meant like step onto the road, like, and have a fight. And the guy was like, and John was like, the guy was like, we can step off. We can step off. And John was like, what? And I was like, he didn't actually mean to like fight. He just meant as in like, we'll leave. Yeah, he was. But then we kind of told him what we were doing. And we were like, that's all right.
Yeah.
No problem.
Everyone does that. Everyone always reacts
with anger.
Yeah.
And then it turns very quickly into, all right, no problem. But yeah, so this is kind of going into a bit of a Stranger Things vibe, which was sunset, the bikes, BMXs.
We also
the little lights, which we had to tape on.
Yeah, we brought those lights, but didn't think if I were actually going to attach them. So.
Yeah, so a lot of duct tape. And the lights kept, because they were doing it on BMXs, they kept turning off every time he did like a bunny jump or something. So bunny hop, bunny jump, bunny hop, bunny hop, bunny jump, bunny jump. So yeah, as you can see, his lights off. So and he has a radio in his pocket, which you can also see. That's me shouting instructions at him. But here's the kind of Stranger Things vibe, which is a song called Gotham.
It's all filmed off the car again, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Nah. Yeah, it's all filmed off a rig. Yeah. So this is all off the rig. So if somebody had watched it, was just a car moving very slowly with BMXs following it. But I've got the 3 lights on here. But we kind of wish it was a bit darker.
Yeah.
For this scene. But we knew we had to do some other stuff after, so we just cracked on. But yeah. And then we got the guys just kind of hopping down curbs. Gives a bit more of an edgy Stranger Things.
Yeah.
There's the radio in the back pocket. And this is like, I love that shot. That's probably one of my favorite shots in the whole film, because that is what that whole scene was kind of meant to look like.
Yeah.
But we didn't have the time to really. Well, I don't think we even really considered. I'm not really sure. I think we knew we were doing something straight after. We knew we had to film his car after this, and I suppose you were just conscious that we weren't going to sit about for 2 hours and wait for the rain to come down. There was mad midges there, wasn't there, when we filmed that bit? So yeah, that's like the lights shining and on the ground. I think that looks awesome. And then we realized John only had 2 seats in the car, so we just had to lose one of the guys real quick. So we just told him to go into the house and see you later. But it works.
It does.
And then here we go, kind of.
All those shots are happening.
Yeah, using like the lights from the bikes and the street lights really is our only light here. I actually really like the color there too. I'm not 100% on the color in the whole way through. Just because when you're editing something that's 32 minutes long, you can see our car in that shot there. See that? But yeah, I quite like the kind of orange look. Again, all filmed off the rollers out of the back of the minivan.
John's actually able to set his car on the ground, hence all the sparks.
Yeah.
And he also did lose his number plate halfway through this, and then
that's right, yeah.
on the ride back, I was like, John, did you have a number plate whenever we started? And he was like, yes. So he had to drive back and try and find it.
Did he find? He did find it.
He did. We left him though. We went on to continue our.
We had another shoot. Did you see the smoke coming off the back tire? I never actually noticed that when we're filming too much.
No.
If you can see it in one of the shots there previously, a lot of smoke coming off the back tire because he's driving it so low.
It is tiny.
Yeah, I quite like shooting these things at longer focal length to try and get right really close. I think if we do this, one thing we'd love to do a bit better is get a longer focal length lens so we can shoot a lot closer to the car and to the people.
Yeah.
Because I think this is shot. That's probably a 28-70.
Yeah, well,
but yeah. And back to the strip now at nighttime, going the other way up the strip now. So we're going away from the kind of downtown or something. I don't know what do you want to call it. And this is now bringing us in the nighttime up at 85th Street. So again, another series of 5 voice actors doing our fake police radio chat.
that was a scene that we had already planned.
Yeah.
Because we brought the police
Planned this
scanner
one.
with us.
Brought the police scanner, brought the LED lights to make it look like the police car. This is a long shot with a gimbal with manual focus pulling. Did it about 3 times just to make sure we got it nailed perfectly, and him like kind of looking in his mirror at the perfect time as well. This is quite funny because this guy, he just hadn't a clue what was going on. He didn't. He was like, what he's making? Yeah, whatever, sure. And you can see, if you hear that, if you got stereo speakers, you're not listening on your phone or something, you'll be able to hear that kind of transition, the police car left to right through your speakers, and it's quite nice sound editing there. I just remember telling him, right, okay, smile. Smile.
He's done well as an actor.
Yeah, he did good, he did good. That thing was the loudest car I have ever heard. We did fuck up a little bit here with our, when he turns this on and revs it, sorry, it's too loud for our zoom. So we didn't get a clean bit of audio on it on the startup, which you can kind of notice if you're watching it, listening carefully here. So there's a little crackle there.
But it was genuinely the loudest thing.
The
I've
loudest
ever heard.
thing. And then this is all recorded, all audio recorded from inside the car. We did try and get him to do a burnout. He wasn't up for it.
No.
But yeah, his is meant to be him kind of escaping the strip. So he's got away from the police from doing some street racing. We don't have the budget to film street racing, so we just filmed him getting away from street racing. And now he's heading out of town. After
It's a bit different from the normal cars that we videoed.
Yeah, absolutely.
the Dodge Dart.
So that's him up. He's now in Delaware, I think, at that point.
And he ran out of fuel.
He did almost run out of fuel. And now we're heading back down into town, which is now coming into the night scene, which is a lot of videographers, I think, focus their whole thing on rowdiness and everyone going nuts. Like, don't get me wrong, it's fun to do that, but I think we like to make it a bit more cinematic. So we do always do a scene where it's nighttime. I think we like to focus it mainly on the daytime, or not even just daytime, just more on the cars themselves rather than just all the rowdiness.
I like see whenever I watch the nighttime scenes back, I don't remember videoing like half of this, and like I just see things and I'm like I don't remember that because I'm looking through a tiny little camera screen as it all goes
James
off.
films most of this stuff on the 70-200, and then any wide stuff's typically filmed by the gimbal. So this is all like,
and like the stuff that you see there is
some
just
characters.
ridiculous. Like there's no boundaries to what you'll see.
yeah, you get a lot. It's very busy as well. Like it's one of those ones where most recently people have really been, the police have been really cracking down. So like it's not as rowdy. So when you get something like that happening where somebody's actually doing a burnout or something at a main intersection, it's actually quite lucky to be there in the right time. Because the police are everywhere, which you can see from like a shot coming up here. This one right here, where this guy just started to do a burnout, and one of the undercover cars were literally just right behind him. So kind of lucky that you were filming that.
Yeah.
People like to dress up.
A lot of that's just shot out the window of the cars. We just drove up and down.
Yeah, we kind of arrived at this scene that we've seen there whenever, just right as it all kicked off. So we kind of missed most of the stuff happening. But yeah, it's difficult because it's so busy to be in the right place at the right time. You just kind of have to stick about and hope something happens. People, there's some characters about. What was this guy? Is he had beer or something? What was he doing?
I think all he had was beer.
He got arrested? Yeah.
Originally, everyone was standing in the middle of the road.
Right.
And that's
he was
why
the last off the road?
Yeah, he was the last off the road, so they got him.
I love the way they have horses and all. I thought that was like a real British thing.
Like some of it, like...
Yeah, they're dressed like they're military personnel, not cops. Like, it's crazy.
I've never seen so many police in my life.
Well, you have. The year before.
Nah, I reckon it's probably more that time.
Yeah. It's busy, definitely busy. They bring cops in from all over.
There's like
all of
animal control ones as well. Like that's how many people are.
Really? Yeah. They are animals, like, to be fair. That was good. That was very funny. These people just walk up and down the strip and like basically just interact with people as they pass them.
Yeah.
And then mixing in kind of our other rollers to see what everyone else is up to. We had the guy in the van, we had the John in the 700, and we had the guy in the Dodge Dart.
Everyone that has standard cars and loves taping slogans over them.
How you did ask? So I think these are the best drone shots I've ever taken, to be honest with you.
They are pretty majestic. The one at the end where you can see the whole...
Yeah. Do you want to hear?
Yeah, that one.
Right, here, hold on. Funny story about this. I'm pretty sure it's the General's Cafe, where we always go, right? General's Kitchen. Had a massive photo of Ocean City, and it was that shot.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And I seen it on a poster while taking a piss and went, we need to go get that. And so we drove all the way down to the bottom, and I put the drone up as high as it literally would go and as far as it would go to get that shot.
It looks mad.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So we use a Mavic Pro 2, whatever the hell it's called. That's the drone we use, in case you're wondering. So yeah, this is like now the morning after is the vibe. So I think that day there was the Friday, and this is the Saturday.
Yeah.
So this is Dre's. Dre?
R8.
Dre's R8. Start us off the day, nice and easy.
When was that? After the canopy meet?
You can actually see our zoom recorder here on the back window of the R8. Have a look. Not the cleanest work. There it is.
Did you expect any less?
These are just kind of showing more people arriving into town. It's another day in Ocean City. Ocean City. Rustam, who was with us, by the way, we should probably mention Rustam, is our Russian friend that we were traveling through Moscow, and we met up with him for dinner, and we were like, yeah, we're going to Ocean City in a couple of months for H2I, and he was like, oh, I really want to go. I was like, just come with us.
Yeah.
Booked the flights there and then. So Rustam came, and he just gave us a hand. He's a very good photographer. and he stayed with us, and he shot some behind the scenes photos. He helped us basically do everything. So
Yeah.
great guy. Thank you very much for STEM. But he loved to say, "Welcome to Ocean City,"
Welcome to Ocean City.
in his kind of Russian accent, but trying to do the American accent. So it was good. This thing weird. Don't like it.
He
at
did.
all.
He did paint it with branches
But
and
we,
leaves.
we filmed it because we thought, you know what, it's the weirdest car at the show or at the event or whatever it is. So,
And like he made
you
the
don't
wings
have,
himself.
you don't have
and
to like everything that's in it, but I
He
just
did
thought
everything.
we just thought it's so different. We'll include it. That's all gimbal, by the way. It's all the kind of the V2 software that's in the Movie Pro will allow you to kind of tilt the gimbal, which is kind of fun. So this is definitely probably one of the favorite scenes in the whole thing. And a funny story here before we get into it, which is basically we wanted to do a Grom scene before we went there,
Yeah.
and we decided we had this guy lined up, and he was meant to rent the Groms. We're meant to get about 5 of them, and we actually arrived, and then they just never turned up.
Yeah.
Well, he texted and his mates were hungover or something and couldn't go. So we were driving along, and we seen that slammed Grom,
Yeah.
and we were like,
Slam
just-
Ruckus, was it?
oh, sorry, yeah. And we were like, follow that guy. And we basically looped around. We pulled into the right. We looped around the other street and just randomly drove around all the small streets until we came to this house.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of them there, maybe
Yeah.
like 3.
We're like, you got any mates that you can call to come round? He was like, oh yeah.
So we came back 2 hours later, and this is how many people were there. These guys were awesome. And they were just well up for it.
Yeah, they like before we even started videoing, they were all doing burnouts and just going absolutely mad, and we were like, whoa, chill out.
We'll get there. So,
It's hilarious. You almost got in a fight with an old man here.
oh yeah. So we were filming this, and like because I'm the one with the camera, I'm not even the one from the country. Like, but he comes over to me, and he's like, "This is a neighborhood, and you're all going crazy," which is true. Like everyone's just doing burnouts in his neighborhood, but still,
Hey, well, he did end up all right with it. Though, didn't
yeah, we were trying to leave. Like we were actually on our way out. So there we go. I love that shot. It's hilarious. How many of them there are?
he? Everyone on the strip loved it as well.
Yeah.
Like even the locals, like they were all for it.
So this is filmed from our camera rig again, which allows us just to cruise up and down the strip with all these guys just like...
It definitely allows us to do a lot more like illegally sort of things that we wouldn't be able to do with the side door open.
This scene's funny because we just kind of pulled into a side street to get stuff organized for the camera, and because the police were following us as well, so yeah, they just all started going crazy.
Madness.
Oh, we hadn't got the camera hooked up yet, I don't think, at this point. That was why.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe it was. I have no idea. But yeah, back on the strip again, and then the guy's just going crazy. This guy can wheelie.
Yeah.
Like he
A
can.
lot of them were very skillful, especially this wee man.
I think that was the one we seen
Yeah, I think
originally.
that's what we chased.
No, I think it was that one there on the right, because it wasn't this guy. It was the other guy.
He actually fell off that weird video.
He did, yeah.
Good old burnouts in traffic.
Yeah.
They really couldn't have picked any better guys to be in it, to be honest.
Yeah. Another big drone shot on the Mavic Pro, which is kind
Like
of
the time-lapse one?
nothing. Yeah, I just sped that up like crazy, but yeah, just nothing moves fast. And it's got like the depth of field, so you can like not the depth of field, it can crop in to like shoot at a longer focal length. Funny, we wanted to do this at a bowling alley because we thought bowling was like really American or something, I don't know. And we tried to film in a bowling alley, and the guy, we were like, yeah, we'll come in, we'll just pay for it. And he was like, no, you're not allowed to film in here.
Yeah.
And the guy was not happy, like, again. And he's just like, he doesn't care, but he's like, I got kids at home, or something he kept saying.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm like, what? So what does that mean? Like, how's that anything to do with anything? He's just like, I don't want to get fired. I was like, all right.
I think Griff's appeared in this quite a few times.
Yeah, we
in
kinda-
our past strips.
We always kind of go with the same people because we don't know many people out there, so it is easier sometimes just to get people you know to be in the film when you need a couple of bodies. So that's kind of cool that we picked the location there in the end because we had the volcano. We could fly the drone through it. in hindsight, it probably would have been better having the cars on the other side of the road so you could see them a bit clearer. But I like a good follow shot with the gimbal. And I like a good Volvo C30 as well.
You do. Chrome windows and all.
I don't know about the chrome windows, but
I like it.
It kind of works, doesn't it? I wouldn't have them, like, put it that way, but like I like it on his.
I got on board with it.
You're gonna get some chrome windows in the Hilux.
Absolutely.
So I quite like his roller actually. It just came out, nice color. It's coming in sunset.
It's very chilled.
Something to mention here: the music, obviously, in all these strip videos was primarily synthwave, which is meant to be like 80s vibe.
Yeah.
But this one had a bit more hip hop and like a bit more modern music in it, just because it's very difficult if you're using copyright-free music to find old hip hop.
Yeah.
So all the synth, like this one, synth music, for the primarily most of the soundtrack, but then put in new hip hop.
Plus synth and JR dancing probably wouldn't go so well.
That exactly. So this, of course, Crispy, who he creates the biggest H2I film at the minute, and we want to put him in our film because why not? You know, he's well known for H2I. He shoots in these awesome anamorphic lenses, and he has a red. We don't have one, and he has the same movie as well. So we made a nice little scene with him, and we lit it. So that's like a silhouette shot there, but then it links in with this shot, which has actually got our light off. Oops, I changed shot here. So our aperture 120D is over to the right here, and then that kind of gives a really soft
we have
light,
a massive diffuser on.
Yeah, softbox, to give him a really soft light, because like the natural light that came in was nice, but that creates more of a dramatic shadow, and I just think it ended up really nice. Funny thing about those lights is I actually bought them online and shipped them to Chris's house because they're cheaper in America. So he brought them to H2I for us, and we picked them up from him, and then we used them to shoot him.
Yeah.
So kind of worked. And I do like a quite a long kind of shot where a lot of little sequences happen. So in this one, he comes out the door. We had this all planned out to make it as fast as possible. Hits the button on the side door, jumps in, and his mate had the car ready to go, so he could just roll straight out.
Also had his sunglasses primed there. I think this is Crispy's favorite car. He likes it more than a Subaru.
Yeah. And I quite like this bit because it's just as the sunset is about to set, and you get some really nice flare there.
Some good old static shots there.
So I like the font on that sign. Reminds me of Stranger Things. So yeah, this was kind of cool. So this was actually the feature that he had lined up. We were just meant to follow, but right there in that shot, what he's doing is he's trying to get his camera to work, because what he didn't realize was he had put his anamorphic lens on sideways. Anamorphic lenses can only go on one way, so he's shooting there. If you look on his screen, I can't pause it, but if you look on there, of course, is him doing a roller. So we're doing a roller of him doing a roller. But if you look on his screen in the video, you'll notice that everything looks a bit squished. It's not meant to look like that. It's meant to de-squeeze it. So he basically just canned this whole feature and reshot the guy's car somewhere else. The owner's called Marcus. And so we ended up getting the feature just for us, which kind of worked out for us.
It did. How did, does his PL mount not have a...
PL mounts go
you
on
normally have a screw?
four ways. So that you can go on, but you just hadn't lined the lens up properly.
The ones that we had used had one prong cut out of the holes so that you couldn't do that, but he obviously didn't have those.
And I love the color there, because that is actually how it looks at nighttime there. The sun sets really nicely. Quite purple haze off the sky.
Yeah.
And then, of course, this is the cover car, thumbnail, and the car on the poster, which is Mike Kozel's Lexus LS. Our friend Tom, who's on the podcast, loves this thing.
It looks ridiculous, Roland. It is actually like a hover car.
I also think that song's the best one on it as well.
Yeah.
It's just evil. Kind of suits the car.
Full-blown mafia boss.
And we just used light a lot here, coming through the pillars and reflections and flares.
I remember
shadows.
Freaking out about finding a location for that as well.
Yeah, it was very hard to find out. We found that very last minute. How we find locations is we just drive around like mad, and you just if we're not doing anything, we'll just be on a location hunt, and then just saving photos on our phone, because it's hard to find unique locations, but there's a lot.
Like our days just start from the morning, you go out, and then if you're not shooting, that's what you're doing, or else you're filming B-roll.
Oh, you can see there a big spark. It it must be a subframe or something here that catches it, and then it just spits the spark out. There you go. Spits it out. And what I actually did for the thumbnail of the video is we took about 6 shots of this and combined that spark all into one frame, so we had a nice thumbnail. Yeah, the sun looks mean there, like very cool. And there's some more handheld shots. Mike himself. A bit bumpy in that bit of the road there, which was a bit annoying because some of the rollers were ruined due to how bumpy the road was. And that's one bad thing about that rig, is your arms take away a lot of the bump, but it definitely affects the rig a lot more. And that's him kind of leaving the strip. He's way home. See you later. But we're not gone yet, because we have the main scene. Well, the main storyline. I love that shot there as well. It's kind of like see that on like Miami Vice or something.
You can see how many police lights are actually in it if you look close.
Really? Yeah. So this is kind of the main scene of the film. So we decided, which we made up as we were there, is we would focus the whole thing around these bananas. Because if you go to H2I every Saturday, which is the main day of the event, these people, like a good 1,000 or 2,000 people dress up as bananas.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
And run up and down the strip.
But it's hilarious whenever they see yellow cars. Yeah,
so that's them like like worshipping a yellow car. So what we decided to do was we put out on Instagram that we were looking at a guy that had a banana costume to be in our film. And this guy here, Andrew, said, yeah, I'm down. And basically we made a kidnapping scene where the guys that you previously seen in the American van thing. What is that? A Chevy?
Yeah. I've never met anyone more willing to take his top off and be thrown about in a van by 2 Irish lads that he had never met. Well, maybe there's more people.
So yeah, he answered the call and he was well up for it.
He couldn't have been more perfect.
I just noticed an issue there, James. His hat is up in this shot, and it is down in this shot.
It fell going around the corner.
Oh, it fell, yeah. I never noticed that. Anyway, so yeah, he answered it, and then this is kind of like, this was planned out just when we arrived, and he's basically just been falling behind the pack. He's out of breath.
It's also lit on our aperture as well.
Yes, we have our aperture battery powered for this scene, and then there he is in the background. Weber Media coming to steal him, and this is Rustem, and this is Corey. Oh, that's the best shot. That is now. I told you there was one of my best shots earlier. That is the best shot of the film. That is him. Now, when they were fighting here, they were like, right, okay. We did argue a few times, and every time I was like, no, really be a lot more aggressive. I think Rustem and Corey didn't want to
hurt
him, but then we eventually were like, right, we're going to throw him in the back of the van. And he was like, right, well, don't we throw me in too hard. But like I'll kind of jump, and then this shot, I could not stop laughing.
It's the bounce.
It's the bounce, and then he bounces into the other side of the van. Bang, bang. It's brilliant. He was well up for it, though.
It was great.
And then this shot here is actually filmed with our rig on the back of the minivan, and James is in full pelt in reverse. So we can
dad arm over the back seat.
So then this is a handheld FS7 shot for the close-up, and then goes to the A7S on the Movi on the back of the minivan, full reverse, full speed.
In quite a small car park, by the way.
Yeah, to get a dramatic while I'm operating on the PlayStation controller. I thought that shot was brilliant as well. Here it is. And then that's not even sped up. That's kind of the speed it is. And then yeah, he couldn't see out of this mask at all, but he was well up for it. Some more handheld shots, and then there's a classic, just getting chucked out. And the idea obviously was, which you'll see in a second, these guys just wanted a banana costume. That's it.
That was it.
That's it. They just, like, they didn't want to hurt the guy. They ended up hitting him over the head. But as you've seen in the open scene. But they just wanted the banana costume. And there's Rustam, got the banana costume, and there he goes off to join the bananas.
I wonder if he thought that he'd fly from Russia to end up as a banana.
And funny thing is, Rustam was with me, but we were very rushed when we filmed this shot, and that is actually Andrew, the same guy that was the banana all along. Don't know if that ruins it for you.
Ruined of everything.
But that's it. And he just wanted to join the bananas. So that's the H2I film. Hope you enjoyed it. We like the poster is now available if you want to buy the poster. Limited edition, made a couple hundred of them. This was kind of, we filmed this and because we were going to use this in the film, but it's an outtake, and I just needed to let the whole thing run in the credits just because it's so funny.
Andrew's improv
he's very good at acting, like, for, you know, a random guy off Instagram. And then we had a GoPro rigged to our movie just for some behind the scenes shots, which were good. There's a whole vlog about this if you want to watch all the vlog series of us making this. But I appreciate everybody who helped us out making it. All the car owners, Rustam, you, James.
Thanks.
And Cameron, actually, who's sitting beside us here, for helping me find music for it. And yeah, we will not be going this year, but we'll maybe go next year. And that's it. Thanks, guys. If you enjoy these videos, let us know. If you want to hear us kind of talk about our videos a bit more, give some more information about them.
We can do that.
We can do that. Maybe we'll do Where to See next.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, remember, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.